Super Trains by Treasure Falls Games plays in 45 minutes, 2 to 5 players. This is the deluxe edition. I'm not quite sure what's the difference between the retail and deluxe edition. We just got the deluxe edition. Rule the rails and save the day. Super Trains is a superhero train board game for the whole family. Here's what's in the box. So let me go ahead and get this open and show you all that cool stuff. Get that box lid off. So first up we have a rule book. So I'll show you the rule book. If you want to see how to play, I'll include a link right up there for that, how to play. So the robot city of Gearland is under attack. So here's your super trains. Then here is kind of all the components in this way. Your game setup. Then more of the game setup. Player turn sequence. The dice phase. Gear generation. Roll our attack, roll our movement, super train phase, super train movement, dropping off passengers, delivering cargo, solving emergencies, kind train cards, upgrade phase, extra cargo and extra passenger tiles, missions, an easier variant, your game end, star sources, special locations placement, and a quick rules reference on the back. First up then, we have, these are the player boards, so they show where you can put a super gear. These are your gear generators. You can fill in here, your passenger, your cargo go there, and then their names are on the back. So you have Blaze, Millie, Deacon, Sunny, and Enzo. And I will say, I believe, yep, purple has 2 spots for the super gear and doesn't have a set starting color that it generates. We then have these little star boards. This is where you're going to be placing cards that you complete throughout the game. You have one for each player. They'll go next to them. Here are those special locations. They are double-sided. So you have your Super Trains HQ, a portal, a turbo boost, and a market. These are damage tokens, damage tiles. They'll give you negative points at the end of the game if you have them. We then have all the various super gear tiles that are just kind of, I probably should baggy these up, but you have basically 3 per color. And let me just separate them by color here. Doop, 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 and doop, doop, doop. So on one side, the upgrade cost, on the other is what their special power is that they do. So this one gives you an extra passenger. Yellow gives you an extra cargo spot. So, but those are the super gears. Now let's go ahead and get out. You know what, let's start with the cards. So this is your cargo, your passengers, and your kind train cards. So the kind train cards you get when you help someone with the emergencies. They have a power that basically is one-time use, might also give you points, etc. So your kind train cards. You then have passengers who want to go to certain locations. This is downtown. There's your person, and then what their reward is in the bottom right corner. So you have all the different locations and multiple people to go to those locations. Finally, you have cargo. This is going to show where they want to go. This part right here is what they want to be delivered, and then down here is your reward. So let's just scroll through these really quick. And there you go. So those are your cargo, your passengers, and your kind train cards. Now right here, you have mission cards in 3 different colors. You have your roll-our, basically your emergency cards, and you have your player aid cards. So your player aid cards are double-sided. Here's all that stuff, and then a Super Train's turn. The missions, as I said, there are different colors, so you're going to be having these 3 different missions, 1 of each color, to score points with. And then the roll R1 based on player count, you're going to have certain ones, and then they're going to get placed on the different locations based on the rolling of the dice and such. So there's all those, and then you get to roll R's attacks. So speaking of those dice, here are those dice. So this white one is a gear generator dice. So when you roll this, everyone generates a gear. This is the roll R dice. This means he moves. This means that there's an emergency attack. And if there's an emergency attack, you consult this location die that's got the different locations on it. So there you go. So then let me show off this first mini. They are a little hard to get out of these spots at times. There we go. So here is your first one. I don't remember their names off the top of my head. So maybe I'll put it right above when I put out its name. But so there's that mini. We then remove this top tray to get to this bottom part. So the first thing we have is a big old 6-fold board. So I'll just kind of move this box, see if I can get most of it on here. So here is where you'll put the passengers, your cargo, the kind train cards, the corners, and this green and blue are your different locations. That's where Roll R starts, and you stack as emergency cards. And then you'll be moving around these trains. And these are the spots where you'll put those special locations if you choose to play with them. Alrighty, now that part goes away. So let me go ahead and get out the other trains. These were a little bit easier to get out. There we go. So there are your train minis. Woo. So miniatures, and then you have your big bad Roll R. Roar. Roll R. So there's that one. And then finally, these lids come off a bit easy. Well, except for the blue one, apparently. These are your different gears and gear generators separated by color. So you have your thick gears right here, and then you have your gear generators in the matching color, so that these can just go on your table as is, and then afterwards you can pop the tops on them and put them back in the box. And then nothing underneath. All right. So that is what is inside Super Trains. If I can get you to head down below and hit like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell. Let me know who your favorite Super Train character was, just by looks apparently, because you don't know how the game plays. In addition to that, if you're looking for board games, we have Miniature Market, a link down below, which if you use that link, we do get a portion of those sales back here to the channel. Finally, we have partnered with Dubby Energy Drink. It is a powdered energy drink. We've enjoyed the flavors, we've enjoyed the taste, we've enjoyed the perk that it gives us. So you can use the code MEEPLES at dubby.gg or follow our link down below to get a discount and to give us credit for the sale. Alrighty, so roll out.